Alright, this book is called The New Cybernetics, the original science of self-improvement and success that has changed the lives of 30 million people, written by Maxwell Maltz. So we'll start with the introduction. The year 2000 was the 40th anniversary of Cybernetics. The book has sold over 30 million copies in all of its different editions worldwide, inspired by a number of audio cassette programs for individuals as well as training programs created for corporations, sales organizations, and even sports teams. In the 2000 Olympics, for example, the coach of the U.S. equestrian team used Cybernetics, as she has with other teams for many years. In many ways, Cybernetics is the original science of self-improvement. I make that statement for three principal reasons. First, Dr. Maltz was the first researcher and author to understand and explain how the self-image, a term he popularized for certain processes within the subconscious mind, has complete control over an individual's ability to achieve or fail to achieve any goal. Second, everything written, said, recorded, or taught about self-improvement since Maltz wrote has derived from his work. Try and find any book on success or self-improvement written since 1960 right through to yesterday that does not include a discussion of self-image and the techniques for improving and managing it, notably including visualization, mental rehearsal, and relaxation, and you'll realize how crucial the work of Maltz still is. The relatively young science of sports psychology, relied heavily on by professional golfers, sports franchises, coaches, and Olympians, owes an enormous debt, occasionally acknowledged, to Cybernetics. Third, unlike philosophical musings about success, Cybernetics is in fact scientific. It provides practical things to do, not just think about, that yield quantifiable results. What is unique about Cybernetics is that it offers techniques that help make whatever was once difficult easy. In short, whether you set out to lose weight and keep it off, lower your golf score, double your income in selling, become a confident public speaker, write the great American novel, or achieve any other imaginable goal, in order to succeed, you will use Cybernetics techniques either directly from Dr. Maltz or some other source influenced by his work. By acquiring this book, you have gone to the first and still foremost source. It is significant that with very little publicity or marketing, the original Cybernetics book has had such amazing longevity and is now a classic in its field. Today, just as 10, 20, and 30 years ago, sales managers tell recruits, coaches tell athletes, consultants tell clients, get and read this book. Now, I dare to update the classic. In doing so, I have set out to preserve much of the original content. Much of it, in fact, is unchanged. Some has been modestly updated in language or example. To integrate it with other works of Dr. Maltz, I have added my own observations and lessons learned from teaching Cybernetics techniques, along with examples and stories submitted from many users of these techniques and culled from other books referencing these techniques. Throughout, I have tried to maintain Maltz's original voice. Over the years since 1960, Dr. Maltz and those who followed him devoted increasing emphasis to translating the principles and concepts of Cybernetics into actual practical mental training exercises, and I've included a number of those as well. All things combined, this is the most complete Cybernetics work ever published. My own experiences with Cybernetics began in childhood when I used it to conquer a stubborn rather severe stuttering problem. I've gone on to enjoy a 20-year career as a professional speaker, in recent years addressing audiences as large as 35,000 and in total over 200,000 people annually. In adult life, I return repeatedly to these techniques in my sales, consulting, and business activities to assist me in a prolific writing career, 9 published books, a monthly newsletter, over 50 different audio cassette programs, and an advertising copywriter, my primary vocation. For example, using Psycho-Cybernetics, I'm able to give my subconscious mind certain instructions and put it to work on a writing assignment before going to sleep at night or taking a nap. Wake up, instantly put fingers to keyboard and download, pour out what the subconscious wrote while I slept. Not long ago, I climbed into a sulky mood and became a harness racing driver at age 46 and found myself relying heavily on Psycho-Cybernetics. In my business life, I have worked with many millionaire and multimillionaire entrepreneurs, including some who have risen from poverty or financial disaster, and others who have started from scratch and rapidly built empires. Most of them use these techniques. Many trace their understanding of them directly to Dr. Maltz, as I do. I first began working directly with Psycho-Cybernetics as a writer, editor, and publisher in the late 1980s. At the time, I worked with Dr. Maltz's widow, Ann Maltz, and a university associate with her to develop a collection of audio tapes featuring Dr. Maltz's lectures, radio broadcasts, and interviews. Since then, I've been directly involved in the first book ever written featuring Psycho-Cybernetics specifically for salespeople, entitled Zero Resistance Selling, an audio program, the new Psycho-Cybernetics book on tape programs, a 12-week home study course, and a monthly newsletter, as well as special editions of programs for certain professions, industries, corporations, and international translation. My point is that I've lived and worked with and benefited from Psycho-Cybernetics my entire life, and was told by Ann Maltz that she had difficulty telling my writing on this subject apart from her late husband's. That was an enormous compliment. I hope she was right, and that this expanded and updated version of the original comes across to you seamlessly in one voice, Dr. Maltz's, as if he were here to prepare it himself. If you have comments, write to the Psycho-Cybernetics Foundation. If you would like to read back issues of the Foundation's newsletters, you may access them at www.psycho-cybernetics.com. I sincerely believe that you hold in your hands one of the most powerful tools for self-improvement and goal achievement available anywhere, at any time, at any price. It has been my privilege to have a small part in bringing it to you. Dan S. Kennedy.